Whoa. I have got a lot of stuff today, a lot more than I have the last few days. I've had to download the camera several times already, so we're actually going to have multi-videos today. I don't know if I'm going to get them all uploaded, but keep an eye out on the site and look for several parts. Hi, it's me again. Welcome to day 3 of the Laurapalooza trip. This is the first day that it's a full conference day. So hopefully everything will go well. Today's t-shirt, which I'm sure you're all dying to see, is one of the official t-shirts from Little House on the Prairie, the musical. And I should also mention that the shirt that I wore the first day was one of the shirts from the Guthrie, which is where the musical debuted. So we're getting 2 from that production in the rotation this week. Now we had breakfast at the hotel, and now it is 7:20 in the morning, and I'm ready to head over to registration. See you there. And here we go up the stairs.
Welcome to Laurapalooza.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Amy Lauders. I'm a professor here in the Department of Mass Communications at Minnesota State University Mankato, and the principal organizer of Laurapalooza. I cannot tell you what a thrill it gives me to see all of you sitting here excited by our wonderful lineup that we have for us for the next couple of days and just talking Laura. It's so fun. I'm really having a good time.
Hi, I'm Sandra Hume, and I'm here at Laurapalooza 2010. On the other side of this wall, our first speaker is speaking. Her name is Kelly Ferguson, and she wrote a book called My Life as Laura Ingalls Wilder. This is our vendor table. I'm also the editor and publisher for the Homesteader newsletter, so any subscribers out there, hello, this is the new issue, and it hasn't been sent out yet, but you'll get it really soon.
But if I chose an adult Laura dress, I'd still only be 15. At my age, the real Laura was a farmer's wife in Mansfield, and her clothes were not part of the books. In the end, Mr. Higgins' vintage clothing and costumes had 3 dresses remotely suitable, not one of them a red calico or a brown poplin with an ostrich coat on it. The primary selling point of the turquoise flower dress with the traffic cone flounce was this: it's it.
But at this point, we're going to really become more serious about the other Laura Ingalls Wilder. When we think of the legacy of Laura Ingalls Wilder, for perhaps a few of us here, and indeed for most of the reading public, the word legacy is indeed singular. Exactly one association springs to mind, and that is the classics we all know as the Little House books. Most, if not all of you in this audience, however, know that there was another Laura Ingalls Wilder, the poet, the journalist, and the philosopher. Over many years of studying and learning about Laura and lecturing on her life and her work, I have become increasingly fascinated with this other Laura Ingalls Wilder and the earlier examples of her creativity, and especially with the wholesome, upbeat philosophy that she had and the values. Today we're going to really just dip, and I mean dip, into some of this other writing. First,
Me, and I'm here at the Laurapalooza, Mankato. Me is Steve Luce, the director at the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum in Burr Oak, Iowa.
Okay.
Suzanne Eversold from Pepin, Wisconsin, the birthplace site.
Of a lot of people, including Mary and Laura. Yes. Well, and her sister Mary.
Mary,
Yes.
that's true.
Nicole Alzenga. I'm from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum in Walnut Grove.
Where?
The Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum in Walnut Grove, Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah, on the banks of Plum Creek.
Yes, and you have an exhibit here, don't you? Or
Yes, we do. We're selling our wares, and we are also brought some pictures with us.
For my birthday.
Roxy, working hard.
Okay.
My first long-awaited trip to the Loop House sites. As we all know, the locations where the Ingalls family actually lived, as described in Wilder's books. Working my way west, I walked on the banks of Plum Creek and bought a button in the gift shop to commemorate the experience. I spent several days in DeSmet, South Dakota, literally walking the streets of DeSmet with the Loop House book in my hand, reading as I walked. Since I visited in early September, after the height of the tourist season was over, and since I stayed several days and walked around like this, the local residents started to notice me, I think. Although they probably didn't notice me as much as they noticed the county. When I went back to the surveyor's house for the third time, the tour guide said I didn't have to pay anymore.
Hi, my name is Michelle McClellan, and I teach American history at the University of Michigan. And I'm here at Laurapalooza, and I talked about my study of heritage tourism at the Loop House sites. And we love to visit the sites because being there is the closest we can get to being them.
My name is Christina Sokolsky, and I was head of publications and advertising for the conference, and also I designed the logo program and took all this photography you see here.
Usually I speak about this project to musicologists. They have tight little mustaches and wear patches on their sleeves, forced smiles most of the time. And you can imagine how they respond when they go, oh, children's books? Oh, Little House on the Prairie? Let me tell you about Carissimi's oratorio. So it's great to be here with family. And to have people here who actually know something about what I might be talking about.
In our new exhibit at the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum in Walnut Grove, we have a bunch of letters that Laura wrote, and one of them, centerpiece, is the letter she wrote to Mr. Lance, the newspaper editor. And in this letter, she apologizes for not mentioning Walnut Grove in the book On the Banks of Plum Creek. However, she states to him, I am very sorry I did not mention the town in my book, but in the letter she never includes Walnut Grove once again. And of course, the good reason, she didn't realize that she was writing history and that all these lovely people would want to visit Walnut Grove, visit DeSmet, go to Pepin, go to Burr Oak, go to all the different sites. So it's funny that even in that letter that she wrote, never mentions Walnut Grove one more time.